Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Frozen Frontier. So, that day, the rest of that day is the party, sort of, minus Ferris, gathering around William and making sure he's okay, and bringing them back to the camp down here where Nimrod and the dogs are, while Ferris spends the rest of the day and that night on the mountainside alone, because he can't get down without Papa Grimes to help him out. Ferris has 38 cold points.
Yeah.
And is losing 2 an hour.
Except for the fire that I get going.
You can get a fire going, which will help you, but there's not a lot of wood around here. So I think you're gonna just be like saving it for the night when it gets worst, and then like huddling in front of the fire, waiting for the party to come back and get you the next day.
The fires on my mask, like, you know how there's like fiery eyes in my mask? Do they serve as like a tinderbox?
No.
I have a tinderbox anyways, but I'm curious if that would work.
No, they are magical, non-heat-bearing flames.
Damn.
Yeah, they burn cold, like your heart.
Makes sense. Maybe it reflects the wearer.
Maybe. So that next day, I think Grimes has to go up the mountain to rescue Ferris.
I'm to look for loot as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so he probably brings everyone up, doesn't he?
Maybe.
How badly wounded was William?
Badly
enough that I think I should tend to him. Unfortunately, I don't have any of my items with me. So,
yeah, that's fine.
Ferris, could you hopefully find the portable hole and, bring back all of my stuff so that I can help him?
Yeah.
So I think
part of
Grimes
it
climbs back alone.
Okay, so Ferris has been keeping an eye on the portable hole, and now that Grimes is back, he'll direct him to wherever it's wound up over the night.
I'm gonna bring some rations with me. Oh, we got dragon meat right up at the top.
So today should be Monday the 31st. It is a calm day. The winds are not blowing.
Oh, perfect. So it's probably just in the same snag that it was then.
Yeah, it might have moved during the night. Let me give before the winds change. Let me make
stayed
a
up
quick
all
roll.
night. I'm not sleeping this night.
It's still stuck in that same spot, or maybe it's like blown a little bit down below, but you've got eyes on it still, Ferris.
Yeah. So I shout to Grimes as he's climbing up. The portable hole is there. Grab it on your way up. What? What took you so long? I'm freezing. William's alive. Oh, right. Good.
What was that about a hole?
Right over there. So we coordinate.
Okay.
Ferris's
so I
hair is
can
covered
catch
in
the-
frost. Grimes gets the portable hole. Eventually, everyone comes down the mountainside.
Yeah.
No.
I think we
I
loot
think Ferris
first.
and Grimes loot the place.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
because we have
of
the
course.
hole. So I think I'll take his hatchet and like get some extra firewood and get a proper fire going, so I don't die while we're doing this.
Yeah, I'll hand over a hatchet. And would I have thought to bring? I didn't bring any warmth gear. That would have been the thing to do.
Bring him a fresh blanket and something.
My gear is there.
Yeah, I think that probably would have happened. I mean, like, I could swap armor with him or something. But I think really realistically, I brought up like
It's fine.
a cloak or something.
Yeah.
And put that around Ferris.
So you guys start digging
Get him
under
a
the
fire
dragon, looking for gold.
Or magical items or
Magic
silver, really anything that you throw at us.
So with whatever tools and hands you have at your disposal, you start digging out this area under the dragon. It's a good couple feet of snow, fairly compacted from this creature sleeping on it. But you
down. So if Ferris didn't use it for warmth, there's oil flasks and a lantern up here. So I think we get a big oil fire going.
just like dump oil under the dragon and set it on fire and keep dumping oil in it.
I could make a big bonfire. Was there any wood at all here?
Next to, not
Very little.
Yeah, I think
directly
next to the
under it.
dragon,
You don't
not
wanna burn
literally
anything.
underneath it.
Okay, sure.
I mean, it's an oil
the
fire,
snow
fairly-
melts until it hits stone, and you find 0 loot under this dragon. Literally nothing.
So we probably spend a good hour or so warming
Yeah.
Ferris up and excavating like a big pit, under, like I guess directly where it was sleeping. Is it worked stone or is it mountain
Nope.
stone?
Natural stone.
When we get down, maybe we should ask Nimrod about. Perhaps it has a second layer. Maybe
Yeah,
this
I
is
start
just where
looking
it's-
around, like having found nothing underneath the dragon. I start looking in like the nearby mountainside, looking for cave entrances or anything.
Give me a perception check as you scout the area.
What's that?
Ooh.
You do find a cave to the slightly below it and to the east. It's a small little cave that you had missed before when you were checking this area out.
So I'm gonna head over to that cave before heading down the mountain.
Okay. You head over to the cave.
Or how
It
far
is
off is
way too small for the dragon to fit in,
it? Okay.
but you can still check it out if you'd like.
Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah.
I think Ferris is probably staying by the oil fire and keeping himself warm.
Yeah. The cave is maybe 6 feet tall, 8 feet wide, sort of rounded. It heads in for at least 20 feet until it gets too dark for you to see. You could head in, poke around.
I left the lantern back up with Ferris. I don't have night vision, so I'll walk in a few feet, but only as far as I can see, and then head back out.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like it goes in more than 20 feet.
It goes in a little bit more. Once you get in, your eyes adjust a bit, and you can see a little deeper, and it kind of comes to a dead end here. There's no sign of loot or anything living. You did roll a 31 on your perception check, so you do see that there are a pile of rocks nearby that have been stacked intentionally. So something has been in here before, but there's nothing in here now.
Okay. I leave, return to Ferris. Small cave, but nothing. That's certainly not the dragons.
Perhaps we should ask the kobolds.
Why do
We
you
could
think
always.
kobolds
We
know
wanted to
anything
go back to
about
Nimrod's home, didn't we?
Yeah, I don't know that the kobolds have much to do with dragons.
But they might know, possibly in history. Maybe the gnolls as well. They seem a little bit more intelligible.
Or maybe the scrags took everything that was to be taken.
That was another thought. Honestly, with all those gems in the Strag caves, I think we're a little less worried about money at this point, aren't we?
Well, we still need to mine all those gems
It's true. Well,
and make sure they're not cursed. I guess we'll.
That's not our problem. That's the buyer's problem. Anyways, let's get down before I die up here. I'd rather.
Yeah, I think it disappointed Grimes and Ferris climb. What about the dragon?
Oh, some other time. But yeah, I definitely want to skin this a little bit because I have a feeling its armor might be more, like, strong than Sleet's. I don't know if that's like a thing that's going to carry over.
That corpse is just about the only thing of value we gained out of this whole ordeal.
Yeah, so
we can roll it down the mountain. How hard would it be to push off the edge?
We can climb back up later. Let's come back up tomorrow or something, and I can spend a whole day or two skinning this thing once we bring a base of operations up here.
It's probably cold enough that it'll keep the.
Oh yeah, Sleet
valuables
was frozen for months, and we kept carving it, so it'll be fine.
Grimes like gives that face one last poke before we head disappointedly down the mountainside.
If I were to try and climb without Grimes' help, what would my check be?
Ryan, do you know off the top of your head?
I think it'd be just the average of your strength and dex.
Right. Oh, that'd actually be pretty good.
Halved.
Oh, halved?
The average of strength.
No,
I think it's.
No, it would just be the average of your strength and dex.
Okay, so that. Okay,
no. Strength plus dex divided by 3, and then there would be penalties for whatever the climbing stuff.
Okay,
I don't think there's a penalty. I think you just don't get the.
But there would be modifiers for the whatever the terrain is
for it being slick and
right. We tend to skip over that because your climb check is ridiculous, but a normal person would have a much harder time.
Okay. I see how we climb down together.
Yeah, but the party
yours would 14 plus 17 divided by 2 or something like that.
Divided by 3.
Yeah, so
divided by 3, so about 10. Minus probably 4 for the win. I guess today's column. But
oh, you add them and divide by 3. I thought it was the average divided by 3.
No. Added divided by 3.
Okay.
So the party
50,
eventually
50 chance of falling to your death.
Yeah. The party reconvenes by the end of that day down at the bottom side of the mountain. The dragon is dead. William is able to get up and move around. His old man back is okay somehow.
Somehow, yeah. So when they come back, I get to my feet. So what did you find up there? Magic
Nothing.
sword.
Fuck all.
What?
We've got a great big dragon corpse to be disassembled and shipped off for processing, but
I thought the whole reasons that dragons live was to collect magical items and gold.
Well, I'm wondering if it has a second lair.
But why would it not sleep near it to protect it?
maybe late to ask it.
Another thought was the Scrags might have been able to sneak up on it and steal its treasure while it was asleep.
Or maybe this is just a napping site and it has a lair elsewhere. It does have 2 kids. Maybe it already passed on its.
Perhaps Nimrod, a local,
Sword.
may know where else it might stay.
Yeah,
Nimrod.
could you not search for magical items up at the top of the cliff?
I could.
It's worth trying.
Nimrod. The fish is dead, but it didn't have any treasure.
What's treasure again?
Gold.
Oh, shiny thing.
Coins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shiny things.
I have shiny thing.
What the hell? You do?
Look, it's shiny. See?
It's like showing me.
He's pointing at his eye. Yeah. Look, it's shiny.
Well, we want a pile of those.
No, you can't have. It's mine.
Did Mama Fish sleep anywhere else? Did she ever move?
Oh no, I never see mama fish.
But do you kobolds talk of fishes?
What? What?
You kobolds don't tell of what dragons do?
Oh,
no-
they sleep
Stories?
and they
sleep.
eat
Where
and
do
they
sleep?
fight.
Where do they eat? They fight.
They fight big ones.
Oh, giants.
At least that what Top Dog says.
Top Dog tells you stories.
Top Dog know everything. Top Dog know all kobold history.
Maybe
Perhaps
we
if
should
we
go
can
speak to Top Dog.
Exactly.
Who is top dog?
We were top dog.
Yeah, we are Top Dog. He's the kobold leader. Nimrod says that his chieftain is the keeper of histories.
Perhaps if we can't find it ourselves, we talk with him.
Yeah, I think we should try the.
Like I said, I think these kobolds don't know anything about dragons.
Grimes,
They live in their territory, but
Grimes, didn't you mention that there was a fire back toward the base?
yeah, I'm not sure if I actually did mention that.
We all would have
It probably came up at some point when we were like harvesting or trying to harvest
Yeah,
the dragon loot.
yeah, must have. Yeah, I'm like, there was smoke rising from Conquest.
Maybe he was
Probably-
followed through on my suggestion.
Probably just whatever fire, warmth fires. What would you call it? Cook fires,
Hopefully they're not all
hard
dead.
fires. But maybe we should stop by Conquest.
They could be using
After we-
explosions to excavate as well.
That's possible. Should we climb back up and have William rest on top of the mountain so I can get us some dragon skin before we go back?
Yeah, I
yeah,
think we should.
Casual 1,000 foot climb. No, it's fine. I'll just. climb up
Look,
there.
you're walking around. Stop crying.
I think we should take what skin the beast.
Yeah, I have a hunch that it might be more sturdy, more powerful than Sleet's skin was.
Yeah, I need to get back up to this dragon anyway, so I can cut off its head.
That's true. We could sell a dragon skull.
I intend to keep it for my castle.
Are dragon bones like known commodities in the mainland?
Oh,
Like,
totally.
Absolutely.
right, they're very powerful spell components, right? Maybe
Very expensive.
yeah, maybe we sell dragon pieces.
I think, yeah, like significant dragon bones are worth something like 1,000 GP according to the augury
Yeah.
spell.
So maybe it would be worthwhile, even if we don't end up with a treasure, we could end up butchering the carcass and selling it back to the mainland.
Yeah, there's loot to be had here.
Yeah. The question is, do you guys want to be the ones to take the time to butcher the giant fucking dragon, or do you want to offload that work on NPCs?
Because we need to rest with William anyways.
This
We
is
could
something
send.
that
Don't
the
William?
training company could do.
Yeah, don't you have a? Didn't you get the authority to? Wasn't there something in that last letter?
Oh, to command the soldiers.
Yeah, send them here. Send them up here to.
In not so many words, but perhaps my father-in-law's trading company could.
Can they even climb this mountain?
Sure.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Look,
they'll help.
William needs to rest anyways. Let me just collect some dragon skins.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
can give
Well,
it
I
back
want to go up to the top and look around first.
And like I said, I want its head anyway. So.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Well,
I can butcher a dragon.
Right. Let's go. All right, Grimes, you're gonna have to give me a hand here.
Yeah. Here, take this rope.
I've got a sudden onset of fear of heights.
I don't blame you.
All right. Yeah.
The trick is not to look down.
Yeah, I'll try that the next time I'm being thrown 1,000 foot off a cliff. No, it worked though. I'm still alive. If it had been any of you fools, you'd be lying in a pit of crumpled bones by now. Thank God it was me.
Awfully hostile.
Yeah, that was hostile. I'm sorry. Maybe he's feeling a little bit angry that he's been thrown off a cliff. Didn't get to deliver the killing blow.
Barely even got to hurt the dragon.
Yeah.
But your prayer worked. How do you feel
It
about
is.
that?
Emboldened actually. Like, well, you know, I kind of chalk up not dying as well to Bellum. So yeah, I think that the more this stuff happens, the more he is starting to sort of see himself as this holy crusader.
Okay. So, you guys are gonna camp here for how long?
A week or two? William needs to heal up.
A week would be nice at least, yeah. I'd get me 20 HP, so that's good.
But yeah, I'm just gonna cut up as much dragon skin as I can in this time. I'll take the dragon eyes and give them to Yarmir. I don't know if he needs them for anything, but I take like any small bits of it that seem like they could be useful to.
This is perfect. I have empty jar that used to have Yeti eye. Now I can have dragon eye.
Yes. So I give him 2 dragon eyes. I'll give him some teeth as well in case he needs them. Like I take some small bits from it, but mostly I'm just carving skin off it and piling that into the portable hole.
Sure, you get. You can just write down buttloads of dragon skin.
Okay.
That's a very technical term there, the ass load of dragon.
Yeah,
You can add
make
that
sure you
to
mark
the-
it. It's imperial buttload, not metric buttload.
Freedom units.
I attempt to cut its head off, Neil. Can I just do that in one go, or can I roll
No.
an attack roll?
You have to make multiple hacks at it. It's a giant dragon neck. You can't just behead it.
Why are
sorry.
you rolling?
I try anyway.
It fails.
Okay, and then I hack its head off.
All right, that succeeds.
How big is it?
It's a fucking dragon's head, man. It's huge.
Does it fit in the portable hole though?
No. No
We're
fucking
gonna have to
way.
tether it to the sled or something.
Yeah, we'll have to
Yeah.
drag it through the snow.
You're just gonna roll it off the cliff and pick it up. At the
William,
bottom.
let me take the skin off that first. You just keep the skull.
Yeah, I mean it's also got like no eyes already.
Yeah.
Just
Sure,
entrails, muscles.
Yeah,
dripping
I took
out.
like the back teeth, so it still has the front teeth and looks fearsome.
It's gonna sit above my throne. It's gonna be great.
All right. So
While
we'll
we're
spend.
disassembling it, I'll take some of the claw
So
nails.
So we're gonna spend a
Bomb
week
off
here.
magic sword.
That will bring us to August 6th.
I want to look around the place first.
Sure. This will include 1 day of blizzard, by the way.
Sorry, Neil. So do I get 21 HP back plus 1 with it being a full week, right?
Yes.
22.
Yeah.
As long as you just chill and stay in the tent and don't do anything.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Okay. Yaramir, you were going to say a bunch of stuff.
Okay, I want to look around this cave. I have a week, right? I can memorize 4 or I can more detect magic spells each day, right? Plus, I have this wizard eye, which is kind of cool. So the first thing I want to do is just pop a bunch of detect magics, and I'm gonna walk around and investigate with, maybe a more ethereal sense than Grimes had and Ferris were able to do. Perhaps something of a magical nature could clue me into where this treasure hoard might be. That includes probably the cave that Grimes found, and I'll take my time to kind of wander around this cliffside, just looking for any other places, any other valleys or caves or hidey holes that the dragon might have gone to as well. Assuming I find nothing with that, Grimes did describe the pile of rocks, right, set up in the other one. I have a magic eye that can squeeze its way through crevices.
You talking wizard eye?
Yes. So if I would like to cast my wizard eye and move it around the caverns as well and see if they're like in this pile of rocks, is it like in front of something? Maybe it leads to a deeper part of the cave, or if there's like I'll try to squeeze it through a crevice to see if there's maybe more that's unseen.
Sure. So you cast wizard eye. It summons like right next to you because it's got like a range of 0. Takes 10 minutes to cast. Yeah, it's a long spell, and you immediately start seeing through the wizard eye when the spell goes off. And the first thing you see are all of these glowing lines and markings all over your body.
The wizard's eye doesn't see magic. It just has infravision and normal vision, right?
You see all these glowing things all over your body.
Cool. Well, as any good narcissist does, I spend some time looking at myself. Do I recognize any of these glowing lines?
They are a series of new spells for you on your body that you were unaware of your entire life.
Whoa!
Oh, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Cool.
I'm just trying to make sure I can figure out how to properly give you your thingies, because it's messing up on me. I'm going to give you your new spells.
That's so cool.
6, 7,
That's
8.
awesome.
I've had these sitting and waiting for so fucking long.
That's really cool.
Okay, it's going to just take a little while for them to come up, but they're there.
Is it in the spreadsheet?
Yeah, it's just gonna. I gotta manually adjust things. It's a little hard to automatically. Why are you not working? Fucking shit.
I apparently have lots of hypnotic patterns.
Yeah.
I just see hypnotic pattern over and over. All of the many thousands of ways it's possible to cast hypnotic pattern are entrenched on my body.
Why is this not?
McTucky's right. Open your eye. That's what it meant.
Yep.
Maybe. That's pretty sweet. That's awesome.
Hypnotic pattern, hypnotic pattern,
8,
hypnotic
9,
pattern.
50, 51, 52. Why is it not?
We can also play with that later,
Okay.
right? Like,
Yeah, I'll make sure that these work for you later.
yeah. That
okay.
way we don't have to spend 30 minutes messing with it.
So
now.
you use Wizard Eye, scouting around, looking for other treasures, and find Jack.
Okay.
Find nothing. It's worthless.
It's confusing, that, isn't it? But I guess it is what it is.
I find it hard to believe the dragon didn't have a treasure hoard. We're just
Yeah.
not in the right place.
Yeah, I think either it has a second layer or the Scrag stole it. And I could believe the Scrag stole it.
That makes more sense, because why would it sleep here? Surely the point is that it sleeps to guard its treasure.
Well, Neal pointed out specifically that this cave was not big enough for the dragon. Makes me think that maybe this is not its lair for whatever reason.
But why would it
Maybe-
choose to sleep here, I mean?
Maybe it was lured here and placed in a magical sleep. Maybe it just got old and senile and decided to sleep out here because it liked the sun. Dragons sleep for centuries or something.
Might have left
Yeah,
an
man.
inheritance for its kids.
You know who might know where its lair is, if that is the case? The, what was his name? The King of the Giants.
he might know. I think you would want to be sensitive in the way you bring up the fact that we're
Yeah, he pretty much told us not to. He didn't really
Yeah.
want us
No, he
messing
said-
with the dragons.
No, he said go for it if you
Oh
want.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
they said
said-
they would. They just said they wouldn't help themselves, but
Okay, well then, yeah, then maybe we'll look for. We could ask him. He seems to be a font of information.
good off. Yeah. All right.
I would be inclined to check out the Kobold King first, just because he's close by, and
Yeah.
I would prefer to keep a certain face towards the giants,
Yeah.
right?
So
Great.
yeah, so over this week, I guess I've had a lot of time to look around, right? Maybe borrow the spyglass and see if I can get sight to Conquest or
yeah,
the
you,
skyline to watch out for the other dragons.
sure. The second one is possible. The
Can we
first
still
one,
see smoke from Conquest? Or...
there is less smoke. There's just a bit of a drizzle of dark smoke rising.
Okay, should I roll a perception check? I failed.
You get advantage for the. You get advantage.
Oh, for the spyglass?
Spyglass, yeah.
Spyglass to the rescue.
Yep.
So I'm worried that us killing Mama may have shaken up the local ecosystem. I don't know how long it'll take for word to get around, but I feel like the other dragons would come
They'll
call.
know not to mess with us because we killed the big bad dragon.
I
Maybe.
think so.
Maybe.
I question that a little
So-
bit, unless the dragons are psychically linked, right?
I'm joking.
She's been
Oh, that they know.
she's been
Yeah.
hibernating for.
She would have left off a heck of a scream. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. So do I spot anything over the course of that week, Neal?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Cool. Are we done here?
Yeah, I guess we
I
stick
think
around
so.
for a week. William heals up a bit, and then we head out toward.
Can we climb down the other side and go? Oh, I guess we've got our.
Do we want to stop by the Kobold King?
I think so. Yeah.
Where's the Kobold King? Was he near here?
Yeah. It's not
Do
far.
you know the
He's by
Kobold
the
King, the
burial
Kobold King,
cave,
the Kobold
right?
King?
Grumpkin, right? It's up here.
Oh, he's all the way up there. Do you want to bother? We could just go to the Giants.
I have very little interest in visiting the kobolds, but
Yeah, I'm actually not. Like when you mentioned the Giants, I was like, oh, yeah.
I feel like we should check in on Conquest.
Yeah,
I'm
you're right,
concerned about that smoke.
Yeah.
If Grimes doesn't think speaking to the kobolds is a good idea, then it probably isn't, right? Because
I'd say it's a bad idea. It's
Is
just
it bad of me that I'm not
Not a
concerned
use
at all
of
by
time.
the smoke?
yes.
I just think they got what they deserve.
oh man.
They're doing it
Yarmir.
right work.
See, I'm curious if Hughes just followed through on my advice after all.
Well, I hope not. I don't want to have to kill her.
So,
Well, now.
Yarmir,
Well, now.
your spells are on your list now, and I want to make a few notes about them now that they're all up and ready. They are visible as kind of like lines of lights that will change color, and like some of them fade, some of them blink. You'll see that they have different properties to your other tattoos.
Cool.
But your list is up now. Sorry to interrupt the rest of you.
No, that's
Continue.
awesome.
And are they only visible to him with his wizard sight?
Only
cast? So-
visible with Wizard Sight cast.
That is cool.
Wizard Eye, right?
Yeah.
Because I've used
long does
Wizard
it
Sight
last?
before.
Wizard
That's-
Eye specifically.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's really cool.
How long does Wizard Eye last?
It lasts 1 round per level, so 8 rounds.
How? So can he study those spells?
Yeah.
With only 8 rounds? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a different process for him, but he can still do it.
And if need be, I can cast 2 of them a day.
Yarmir, if you're, I know you don't usually learn spells on the run, but if now and again when we use the tiny hut, you might be able to actually have a little look. No?
Are you suggesting I should look at myself more?
Yeah, I think so. Magic.
All right.
All right. So to Conquest then.
Yep.
If we can go down the other side of the mountain, that would be preferable.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah, you could probably go down the other side. You had trouble finding a way up that side. You might be able to find a way down.
Do you want us to go back down the way we came so that we don't have to scout out a new route?
Yeah, it's not gonna.
I figure time we spend pathfinding here will probably lose us any gain we'd have from going down the other way.
Plus, yeah, I want to be able to take the dragon's head down safely.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the weather like, Neal? I'll start doing some movement rolls.
We are on August 6th.
Am I alright getting the dragon skull down the mountain?
Wait a minute, no, I think, sorry, we're on August 7th, because you
Okay.
needed to sleep for a whole week, right?
Yeah.
You can kick the dragon head off the side of the mountain, but that's pretty much the only way to get it down.
How big is it? Is it like 10 foot long?
Let me go look at the map that we were just on.
How heavy is it when it's just bone?
Well, it's not bone yet, is it?
No, I
The
cut
dragon's
it up.
head is about 15 feet, nose to base of the neck.
Badass.
And it's maybe
So-
about 7 feet wide.
How heavy is
cheekbone
it
to
once I've
cheekbone.
carved it down to just bone?
Well, no, leave it this flesh on, because then I'll kick it down and hopefully.
No. We're not doing that. Absolutely not doing that. William.
It's
We'll-
probably
we can
pretty
shrink
dense. It's probably heavier than you guys can carry. Shrinking it might work, but we're talking like a big hunkin' thing
Sure.
here.
So
Yarmir,
Yarmir
could you
could
cast a few reduce spells on it as we climb down?
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, so we'll chain a couple of reduces while we climb down the mountain.
Problem solved. Wonderful. Let's move on.
Then I tie it to the back of the sled.
Yep. You. All right. You're gonna drag it on the
I
sled.
think we can probably tether it to the sled because we have the portable hole again, so we can put all
I
that stuff.
reduce it by 80%.
Yeah, but it's gonna grow eventually. Yeah, let's tie it. Just
We
tie
could
it to
put some skis on the bottom.
We just tie it to the top of the sled because we don't
Alright.
need anything else on there anymore.
Moving on. All right.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
basically the whole sled.
It's
right?
the whole
we've
sled
got-
at this
the
point.
The dogs are just dragging the dragon.
That's good. That's what they're there for.
Dogs drag sled. Portable hole on sled. Dragon head on
I think one of
sled.
us is carrying the portable hole.
Nimrod on dragon head.
Sure.
Top of the pile.
Yep.
Yeah.
I bet he wishes
And-
we would visit those kobolds. He'd love riding home on that thing.
Okay. And off you go. It is a 11 is I think a light day. No, it's a moderate day.
3. There you go. 13 and a half miles.
Ooh, good movement. Keeping right alongside the edge of the mountain. You bust a move.
I feel like our sled is way too metal looking for us to bust a move. If anything, we're like a headbang.
As you
Yeah.
get towards the edge of the forest on that day, you see a lone polar bear scratching itself on a tree, maybe like a couple hundred feet from you. Maybe more like 700 feet from you.
William, is it about time we got your cloak?
Again, I can live without it, but if it's in our way, then perhaps.
It's not in our way, but it's 700
It's
feet
not
up
in our
there.
way. Yeah,
You know-
let's just leave it. Just leave it. We
Yeah.
don't need to kill a polar bear.
Okay.
Wise.
That is the end of the 7th.
HP for that day.
Yep, 2,
2.
right?
Yep.
So the dragons do not have feathery wings, right?
No, that is
That's
just
unfortunate.
our asset issues.
Yeah. I was gonna make a feather cloak for him, but
No.
I think Nick needs to hire a
Medium
ranger
day.
from the mainland. Or William needs to hire a ranger from the mainland. So then the ranger can follow us around and like tame the polar bear, and then it could be an epic mount for William.
and then and then he ties it to a tree on like the first night, and it gets angry and attacks.
All right,
or
next.
William Marshall, Dragon Slayer in full dragon plate regalia, his magic burning sword, riding a polar bear. Like I feel like
It might not actually happen, but that'll be the story that people tell.
The next day is a medium day. I wish we could see that. Can we get some
Moderate
fan
again?
art of the would-be
Moderate again.
moderate again.
6 miles, exact opposite.
Ooh, wind is right against you this time. As you start to come around that corner, it's just blowing in your face, slowing you down. The 9th is also a moderate day. Yeah, it's not going so well. You guys are headed for Conquest?
Yeah.
Okay, another 6 miles. Yarmir, have you been tracking? Someone's been tracking your food, right?
yeah, we are at 448 pounds left.
Okay, sweet. The next day is also moderate. No, light. It's a light day. 9 is just on the side of light.
15 miles.
Woo! And you make good progress that day, heading for Conquest. Nope, no monsters. Let's keep going. Light again.
6, 13 and a half miles.
Let's bring the camera over here for everyone else. 13 and a half is out to here.
I think we should go to the. What if we just go to the far side and blow our horn until someone sends a boat?
Well, if they're in trouble, we're closer now. Can we still see fires, Neal? Does it look like the city's burning, or?
No, there's no more smoke.
So snow is just frozen water, right?
Yeah.
I have a thought here, but I'm gonna wait until we get to the river before I test this out. I'm gonna be very careful about it, because I'm just waiting for Neal to be like, you kill yourself, idiot.
Next day is light as well.
All right.
Weather has been nice and stable now that it's starting to calm down. Let's see. You can probably cross the river right about here. And I think with your river crossing technique is still the sail on top of the
Before
sled.
we try that though, so I walk on top of snow without going into it at all, right?
Yeah, totally.
I want to like put a foot out and just see if it like stays on top of the water without going into the water.
No.
No, all right. That's
No,
fine.
you can't walk back to Arcadia.
That would have been so cool.
Not today. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
So I
we
think
just-
it spends the rest of the day using your improvised sail and fan and the dragon heads on it now and all the dogs and everything. So like everything piles up on this giant fucking sled. And with this much gear and weight and just the awkwardness of it, you have a lot harder time crossing the river. You do make it across, but like just barely. Like your wind starts to run out and you spend like the last half hour barely scooting
It's
until
like
you
the
just
opening
get
scene
there.
of Pirates of the Caribbean, where Captain Jack Sparrow like gets into port with just the mast sticking above the water by the very end.
Yeah, that's how you cross the river here. You're gonna have to unload the dragon's head if you want to cross at any wider points.
We could just do it in more than one trip if we had to.
Yeah.
The fan's got 1 use per day before it starts making checks to break.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The next day is a calm day. Deadly
6
calm.
21 miles.
Wow.
I think we make it all the way to Conquest, right?
You'll make it to here and cross the river, and then you'll make it there on the next day, which is a light day.
I see.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
River crossings are tough.
I'm not even gonna bother rolling. We don't need it.
No,
because
you don't need it. It's light, and you're only 4 miles from where you need to go, so you will get there.
halfway on food, Claxon.
Okay.
Right.
As you pull into Conquest, can we get the No. So Conquest has a series of walls, right? We've seen this before.
Yeah.
Where is our Conquest map?
It's a attachment or whatever.
Right. It's this, like, it's got the outer wall, and then there's the inner wall, and there's the keep and everything. So as you get past that first wall, that first big long one, and start heading in towards the keep, you notice there is a massive blackened, charred spot across a section of the wall, just to the west of the keep.
Are there people manning the walls?
No.
We blow our horn. I
Bodes
think
well.
we.
No.
and-
I think Ferris kind of like puts a hand to it as you pull your horn up and says, "Let's go in all sneaky beaky like Grimes."
Are you gonna kill these dogs?
No, just leave them outside. We don't need to bring them in with us.
All right. So we probably park the yipping dog sled and dragon skull somewhere near the outer wall of the city.
Yep.
And
Tell
go
Nimrod to
in.
look after them.
Yep.
This mark on the wall, Neal, how big is it?
40 feet
about-
across or so?
I hope it's
Is
not
it
fire.
signed that it's spread? Like a fire slashed here and like burn? Like are there wooden buildings nearby that caught fire?
No, it's just there's no wooden buildings really left here on this section near the wall. It's just a big blackened, charred mark.
But this isn't on the keep. This is on the outside. This
It's on
first
the wall to the west of the keep.
Is the wall destroyed as if this was like a
Nope, the wall's
Impact
intact.
or-
It's a solid stone wall still.
All right, let's check it out.
All right, you guys move through the gate. There is no sign of any of the people here. There's no sign of the soldiers. There's no sign of the slaves. There's no sign of the scholars.
Where were they set up? Did we
They were
the keep,
excavating
yeah.
the keep, so let's head.
So I think, yeah, Ferris is kind of like trying to keep everyone quiet, and he's having Grimes lead the way because he's like our resident stealth
Is
expert.
the scorch mark on the wall the only sign of damage or like burning or
I mean, It's a whole
No
ruined city,
other
right?
Singes or smoking or anything along the path to the to where they were set up.
There's no other singes or burn marks.
And there's no blood. There's no fallen bodies. There's no like swords left lying around. No sign of a struggle. Getting bad deja vu here.
Crossing the wall, you can see the section of the keep where the excavation has begun. They've made decent progress, at least. They've kind of pulled rocks out and built a little structure so if things fall down that the rocks won't bury people alive. The excavation seems to be underway, but there are no people here. You move deeper in to the ruins, to the spot where the fort was, or the fortified defensive area where everyone was going to sleep and spend their night. And looking in here, the room is blackened and charred and singed as well.
Dead bodies?
Nope.
Ferris moves close to Grimes and says, Grimes, keep a lookout for scrags.
I have like loaded a bolt and a quarrel in my crossbow, and yeah.
I'm specifically
On
looking
high
for
alert,
like,
as
I know they
always.
have those camouflaging cloaks, and I'm specifically looking for those little tricks of the eye where something just doesn't quite line up with the environment it's in. And I'm gonna try and find one of those scrags because I have a
Okay.
feeling they're responsible for this.
Make me perception checks as you scout abound.
Can I walk? No, I can't, right? Because what happens to my eye when I'm not concentrating?
Yeah. There was. Is the keep accessible? Is it still built up at all?
I mean, it's mostly just a pile of broken bricks. That's
Okay.
why you have to excavate it.
How much progress have they made in the hole? Like, I can check out the excavation. Could they have like unleashed something from underneath the keep, or could you not get in yet?
Well, why don't you go over there by yourself and check it out?
I think we go over there as a party and check it out.
Yeah.
I feel like Nick wanted to go alone.
I did. I mean, I figured the people were relatively close by, though.
Yeah,
we're like
I don't mind.
100 feet
walking
away.
over.
That's combat distance. Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah.
yeah.
I go check out. I
We're
look
looking
down.
around for scrags.
Yeah.
Nick wanders in the hole.
Not in
You
the hole, to the hole. And look
you
in.
get over and you can see the area where they've been pulling out stuff, and you can see what do you call it? Bracers to kind of help hold up this excavation, and they're digging kind of downward. They're sort of going under the foundation of the castle. It looks like was their original plan. So
Why
they
was
move
this
enough
a
of the.
plan?
They're trying to get to the library that's under the castle.
Okay.
And so
They didn't
rather-
want to go through the castle. They just like
Apparently they've decided rather than trying to find the entrance to the castle, they're just going to ignore all the castle rubble, burrow in and over. That's what it looks like to William.
I think Grimes walks over to William and he's like, "What the hell were they doing here?
Looking for a library under the keep, apparently.
Is there now a tunnel underneath the keep that we can enter?"
Yeah. The two of you gonna go down?
Yeah, let's see what they dug up.
All right.
No, let's go together.
Yarman.
Yeah.
Yarman.
I'll follow them in, and as I do so, I would like to cast Wizard Sight.
Okay.
Specifically Wizard Sight and not Detect Magic, because Wizard Sight allows me to view whether or not someone is a spellcaster. While I cannot see invisible things, a person in a cloak, I doubt, that's visible.
Camouflage is not invisible.
Yeah, camouflage is not invisibility, so I will want to use Wizard Sight to potentially see any casters hiding in the
Okay.
Very
rock.
clever. All right, Yarmir.
Does he see anything?
Ferris, you rolled a 19 on your perception check.
Yeah, everyone rolled 19 or lower.
Oh my god.
Unless I had spyglass bonus from looking around.
I have
but I don't
not
think so.
rolled.
Yeah,
I
Romero
was
also
busy
rolled.
reading.
Oh,
I was busy reading
give
spells.
us your perception
will-
check, Yarrow.
As soon as I figure out how to click on my token, there we go. Sorry. 25.
Hey!
All right, so I think it's as William and Grimes are looking and about to head down the hole, Yaromir's poking around, comes around the side of the building, and sees a pile of charred corpses.
Oh no.
I kind of like, everyone, hold a minute. I have found the remains of our workers.
Remains?
I check around near the corpses. From where I am, I scan around with my wizard sight. Do I see any hidden people here?
No.
Ah, shit. How
Are they
many?
recognizable?
You guys all hurry over to the pile of corpses.
Yeah, I say approach carefully, but it seems we are safe for at the moment.
Yeah.
Getting a look at this thing, it's not just the corpses. It's corpses and supplies and tools, and it looks like everything that the camp was possibly using all piled up, set on fire, and left to burn, which seems to have been smoldering for days.
Is there
There's still something
anyone-
going on in there, like a lot
Okay.
of heat left in, but
Is anyone wearing like armor here?
yeah.
Okay. Are there any like faces that are still recognizable, or are they all burned?
Absolutely
Okay.
not. But you can easily recognize the breastplate and chain armor of Captain Geneva Hughes.
Shit.
Okay. I think this was Scrag retaliation.
How did they? Does it look like they were killed elsewhere and piled here and burned, or
I mean, they're just
Was this like
charred
an assembled
remains.
fire?
You can't tell what happened to them. You can't see cause of death. You just see pile of charred corpses.
Hold on.
You
We
know.
need to go back. We need to go back to Swampside right
Can
now.
I count them quickly?
Sure. Yeah. You count. You can make a count of it all. You'll have to move some
I
bodies
don't
around,
really
get your
care
hands kind of
about the
dirty.
Physical number, like I don't care if you say there's 88 corpses or whatever, but like,
Sure.
what percentage of the people that came here is it?
All but 2,
All but 2,
including scholars, slaves, soldiers, everything.
Okay,
all
so
but
this,
2.
Okay,
So we need to go back to Swampside.
Why?
We need to warn the people there, and hopefully it hasn't already been destroyed.
there are potentially 2 survivors here. Is it worth looking for them?
they were probably taken prisoner?
Oh, dicks! Hold on. Do I
The
have?
torture room.
Where was the torture cave?
Is there
Yeah.
That's a ways away.
It's by the Kobold King.
Yeah.
Really? Oh yeah, huh?
We could go there
Just
if you.
there.
I think we need to go back to
Virus
Swampside
is
first, and we
right.
need to tell them to cut down all of the trees that they can in the near vicinity.
I whip out a
There's
scroll.
no trees here.
You whip out a scroll.
I whip out a scroll and I touch the body of
Nice.
one of the. Is there like a more recognizable body?
Captain
Hughes.
Hughes.
I
Hughes,
touch
yeah.
Captain Hughes's body and I imbue the magic of past life from the scroll into the body.
Nice.
What level are you? Do you get the full
I
like?
get the full last like minute or whatever of their
Nice.
life, their eyes. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You can see Captain Hughes's last minute of life. What you see is her hurriedly ushering in soldiers and people into that small room where they've made their camp, sort of like their home base where all their beds and everything were. That blackened room that you saw a little while ago. As they pile people in, they throw like a makeshift door against the wall. It gets knocked back inside. A fireball streaks in, blows up across the room. Everyone in there is dead except for Captain Hughes, who struggles to her feet as an armed scrag bursts in. Chainmail, shield, sword. There's a quick flurry of blows. Hughes strikes first, hits the scrag. It's a glancing wound, and then the scrag just runs her through and chops. I think her last light is another sword coming for her neck, and then that's that.
I kind of do a little sign of Martha or whatever after the spell fades and turn around and say, "It is as we feared. It seems that they died in a scrag attack, both spellcasters and warriors. Finished them all."
What have we done?
Retaliation, I suppose.
What have we done? We've condemned them all to die. We started this.
Scrag started this 1,500 years ago.
Yeah, they did. They did kind of instigate the fight with us.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
It is on us to end it. Perhaps
Agreed.
rather than checking for our comrades, now is the perfect time to strike back at the scrags.
I want to go back to Swampside right now. I want to go back to Swampside. I want to get. There are maybe 2 people in Swampside that I'd rather see not die. To be honest with you, if we can get David out of this place, that would be wonderful.
Then let us hurry. But
We should
there's
stay there.
probably little time.
Is it
Um,
David or David?
It's David, and
Okay,
he's here in
Oh, he's
Conquest.
here. I thought shit.
Wait,
Yeah.
what about the gal?
Oh,
She's missing. She's the
Huh?
one. She's one of the 2 bodies you didn't find.
What?
Oh, I thought David and Amelie were in Swampside.
No, the
never
cook
mind.
went with the
Fuck it.
majority
I
of
don't
the
care
forces.
about Swampside anymore. Let's go to the
Wait,
torture cave.
so who is
No,
left? Both sided.
now we have to go search for bodies.
Yep.
one body not here is Amelie's. We will find it, or we will find her.
If David's dead, I don't care about Swampside anymore. Let it burn.
She's probably hiding in the town somewhere, right?
Then we will find her.
Should we blow the horn?
I am prepared to blow the horn. If the Scrags come, I shall show them the wrath of Yarm.
I unveil my horn,
Okay.
and then I blow it. I blow my horn.
I think while this is going on, Ferris does one of his elven rituals, the same kind of one that he did when the ghost was sucking away Yarmir's life, and he makes a quick prayer for David.
God damn.
I think the pile of bodies made Grimes a little squeamish. He's wandered off, and I think my curiosity can't be stopped. I need to know what's down the hole.
Grimes heads for the hole.
I mean, yeah, I think while this ritual is going on, I've wandered off to take a peek down that hole.
Mm-hmm.
Get some fresh air, get away from the burned corpses.
All right, Grimes.
Horrible
You head
visions.
down the passageway, which is at a slope. There's wood bracing it at various places, like much as you would find in a mine. And it comes down to a level area, starts going forward, and then abruptly changes, where the mechanism of dirt removal is clearly no longer shovels and picks and axes and mechanical tools, but it's like a straight line, like a cube of earth has just been removed from this place. And that goes for a little ways until you hit a stone wall, which has a perfect archway in it, leading into an underground library.
Shit.
Back outside, the party is looking for Amelie and whoever this other survivor might be. You've blown your horn.
And then I start shouting, like, Amelie, are you here?
I think at this, Grimes is shaken too and runs towards the surface.
Grimes scampers out. The party starts searching for Amelie. Eventually, she pokes her head out of hiding behind some rocks and bolts for Yaramir. When you see her, she is thin. She is emaciated. She has not eaten in what looks like probably at least a week, probably 2 weeks, maybe more.
I just scoop her up in a big hug, right? And just scoop her up in a big hug, and then I'm like, let's get out of here. I'm ready to get to Swampside now and see.
Wait, there's one more survivor.
Who was do we know the other?
I look at her and I say, do you know who else may have survived? There was one other body not accounted for.
One of the soldiers.
Where?
Gabrielle.
Do you know where he is?
They took her. The weird thingies, the things with the floppy ears, they took her.
I think we need to go back to Swampside after all. Get Amelie on a ship if we can. William, can you house her?
Yes. Don't worry, that can be taken care of. Well, let's see if Swampside's still intact. Amelie, did you see which direction the Scrags came from?
Once they were spotted, Captain Hughes told me to run and hide, so I did.
When were they spotted? Once they entered the city or before?
The guards on the wall saw them.
Ferris, food.
Yeah. And Ferris will go collect some rations.
Yeah.
And not the ones with monsters.
Yes.
So Amelie will tell you that it's been about 3 weeks since all this happened, and she's been here alone the whole time.
You are not alone anymore.
She's survived by, making small fires and keeping them going, hidden, eating what little scraps of food that she could find left, and then eventually just starving because she didn't want to eat the pile of corpses.
Wow. All right, let's go back to the Swampside because we need to make sure that our infrastructure is still in place.
William, the excavation, they dug up the library.
They did?
You should probably have a look.
I think first priority should be getting Amelie back to Swampside.
This was commissioned by the Crown. I'll take a look.
Have a look. But be back by the day end. I'm leaving for Swampside.
All right, I head back down with Grimes.
Okay. Yes?
Go for it. Sorry.
Actually, Yaramir, you might want to see this too.
I'll see it.
I'll go, Yarmir. I'll keep an eye on her. Don't
right.
look at my face, Amelie. It might terrify you. I'll keep an eye on you.
I am sure she has seen much worse than you, friend.
That's true.
Will she stay with Ferris and his horrifying mask?
I summon Leomin's tiny hut, and I tell you to stay.
She'll stay in the tiny hut, even if
nice.
Ferris is in there.
And I will go with you.
All right, we head down.
All right. I'll try and make like a better
I'm gonna
meal
take
than
10
the meat
minutes.
rations.
Ferris will use his survival proficiency to know that you can't just immediately start refeeding a starved person on rations.
Yeah,
So
he
you'll have to,
will
like,
make her some
make
broth
some
and
bone.
Yeah, that's I want. Yeah, soup. Plus,
slowly
it probably tastes
dehydrate.
better anyways. Yeah.
We should have
Yeah.
killed that damn polar bear. That's okay.
It's
She gets
fine.
dragon broth because she's gonna be like.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
Before we go down into the hole or whatever, I'm gonna spend 10 minutes to create my wizard eye and leave it in the hut with them. So if I need to, I can look at them.
Doesn't the wizard eye only last a few rounds?
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
all I can do.
Okay.
If I need to look back in 8 rounds, I will.
Okay. So I take William and Yaramir down into the library or down into the excavation, and I'm like,
yeah.
here,
When we-
so you see it changes. This is magic, right, Yaramir?
There was no wizards with the party of scholars, was there?
There were academics.
I never checked to see if they were spellcasters myself, but I am inclined to say no.
Is the library empty? I
With the party here now, we proceed into like the.
You head in, you've got
Yeah.
light from a few different sources, so you can see what's going on here. The library's definitely been looked through and ransacked. There are books on the floor, there are some that have been piled up, there's even a small pile of charred books over on one side. Many have been taken, you expect, judging by the gaping holes in the collection, or maybe those were used for buyers elsewhere or something.
Do the books that are burned, do they seem to be like the result of a book burning, or is it just kind of haphazard collateral damage of a fight?
No, it looks like there was a pile of books that was set on fire.
Is there any of them that survived?
Yeah, there's one that seems to have like fallen out of the fire and most of it is gone, but there's a few pages that are like still somewhat intact.
I'd like to just take a glance through it to see if I can see what the content of it was.
It was a history of Caledonia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there only just the one room library? Is there a staircase going up from?
Oh
in
yeah,
here?
I mean you can access the whole of the keep from here, at least what's not destroyed on the outside.
a job
But-
for another day, perhaps.
Well, if
How
you
many
can
books?
access it, anyone who came here before you could also access it.
How many books are left?
Hundreds.
Hundreds. Okay.
So they burn certain books.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at the spell list really fast. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna. Might be throwing a suggestion your way in a second here, Greg. Hold on.
Okay.
I just.
This is the only room after the, like, have we gone through the tunnel that's been shaped?
Yes, this is
Yeah.
the
That was how we
library.
got
room.
access to the library. So I
Yeah,
think
and the wall has been shaped probably with a stone-shaped spell to make it an
Right.
archway.
So the library itself is this is the only entrance exit. It's like basically a one-room dungeon, right?
No, the library
there's
has
a
stairs that lead
staircase
to the
going
rest
up.
of the keep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess let's turn some detect magic on in the library real quick, and then as I glance around, if I find nothing, I'll be like, let us go up the stairs. Then we are here. Let's look around.
Just check. Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. Your detect magic will reveal a very faint magical aura around the room. It looks to you like once upon a time this probably would have been a pretty legit magical aura of something or other, but it's just so old and it's just kind of faded into the stone itself. And worn
Can I go to
off.
school?
Yeah, you can get a school. Abjuration. So some protection spells that have
The
worn
spell
off.
of warding. Yeah. It seems I let the party know that there is a faded abjuration spell here, a spell of warding. usually if the ward goes off, then the spell disappears. The fact that a faint aura exists means that there is still some magic left in these halls. Tread carefully.
Why would the Scrags destroy those history books? Do you think they contain information on how to defeat them?
Is possible. Is also possible desperate scholars burn them for warmth. If we find more books that are singed or burned, perhaps we can determine if they were of similar contents.
Our scholars would never have access to the library if the Scrags were the ones to shape the earth and create the tunnel. They got here and finished off the excavation once they killed everyone.
Could have been.
Well, if they are burning books to try and stop us finding out how to defeat them, maybe they've missed something. It's worth coming back here and looking through these books.
I think it is more worth going to where they live and visiting swift and terrible judgment upon them.
Well, I don't disagree with that. Here, continue searching the keep. I've matters to attend to, and I want to leave.
All right.
And I'm gonna head to the Bellum Shrine Temple place.
Go for it. You make your way back down there to the underground where the Temple of Bellum is. It is cool down here, still, a little eerie.
Yeah, I'm gonna kneel. I'll place my sword on the altar, and I'll say my prayer again. And then after that, I'll just ask for guidance. See if anything happens. If not, I'll be content with my prayer and leave.
So we're splitting the party?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
William heads and goes, spends time in front of the temple altar, statue of Bellum in prayer, asking for guidance.
Yeah.
While you do that, what is the rest of the party doing?
Well, it's me and Grimes in here, right? And there's a staircase. I thought we were looking around.
All right, so you guys are going to go start
William's all of a sudden
exploring.
got very important business. Do you stay in the keep, or are you going to go to Amelie?
Well, I guess we're this far, right? So I guess I kind of look at Grimes like, let's do this.
Okay.
And begin walking up the stairs.
You can go through the keep. I'm just going to, rather than go room by room, since it's a complicated keep and it's not too particular important, I'm just going to kind of lay out what you see as you explore everything.
Sure.
But to know what you guys find, why don't you both give me
I don't
perception
think I'm
checks?
really interested in doing a thorough room by room by room search. I just want to get a feel for what's going on here.
Okay.
Right? Like I want to get a feel for what this keep is. We've never been in it before, right?
Nope.
It's been like closed off. See, I just want to see like what the like condition of it is, whether or not there's any enemies, whether or not there's more book burnings. See if maybe Gabrielle's alive, and then like cursory glance in the rooms at most, and leave.
Mm-hmm. So looking around, you don't really see any bodies, but you do see the remains of people. There are like ancient skeletons that are long lost here, kind of like lying on the ground. There are some people that are still like in total frozen form left from whenever things froze over ages ago. Decorations in here have been torn from where they stand. Everything's been made a mess of, but there's also like a layer of dust over it, so it looks like whatever chaos happened in here happened a long time ago. There are a few fresh areas where there have been recent movements. You can see a body that has been sort of hacked to bits more recently, and there's kind of like this oozy, pussy stuff all over the ground that has since frozen over, which you know to be signs of frozen bodies disturbed. Right. Yeah.
How much of the keep do we have access to? Like, how long does it take us to wander around? How many rooms? Is this like
you suspect
several
that
floors? Or?
You suspect that you have access to the majority of the keep. There will probably be some rooms that are caved in or closed off, especially towers or anything on the outside. But the inside of the keep, you should probably be able to find your way to almost every room here.
Anything you specifically want to see, Grimes?
I don't know. While we're here, might as well look around. All those men and women died to unlock this place. So at least see what they've uncovered. If you wish to go be with Amelie, I understand.
Well, I would loathe to leave you wandering around in a potentially dangerous place by yourself. Seems I am uniquely equipped to take down these scrags. Perhaps we will do this quickly.
I shrug. So Grimes is interested in wealth. He's looting the place.
Lead
Yeah,
the way.
It seems like scribes have it already. Yeah.
Yep. You start looking for wealth in all of the typical places you might find it, and everywhere you come across that might have wealth is devoid of it. You know, there's like a nice little, what do you call it? It's not a bureau. Like, what's a table in a hallway called? There's a specific term.
Chest of drawers, armoire,
something like that. There's some like nice tables where there are paintings over it, but the paintings have been slashed and ripped to shreds. And you can see
this
that
is all old, right?
This is
was
old.
Like 1,500 years ago. This place was looted.
It looks like it was sacked and looted a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And everywhere that you go looking for wealth, you find it ruined or missing. You know, the kitchens, which you find, have all of their metallic flatware. Their iron flatware is still here, but all of the silver is gone. And all of the like really nice cups.
Is it iron like uber valuable though?
Yeah, iron's super valuable, but like there's no gold.
Yeah,
all the
so
gold
I
and
think-
silver is gone. Iron's still around.
Yeah, I think being short of gold and silver, Grimes is just stuffing his pockets with iron, steel flatware.
Yep.
This is worth its weight in steel.
Yeah, Yarmir probably gets impatient, and eventually we leave, concluding that there's not much else. Grimes probably comes out with a couple dozen pounds of iron silverware.
A lot of silverware.
Mhm.
All right. With the investigation done, let's gather up Amelie and let's get out of here.
Yep.
All right. You gather Amelie, and where are you guys gonna go?
Swampside first.
Yeah,
See
hold
if
on.
it's still there.
There's William left. You're asking for guidance.
Yeah. Specifically on how to defeat the Scrags.
Well, there's no words spoken. There's no Bellum stepping out of his statue, putting his arm around you and saying, buddy, you gotta look for the spot between the knees. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
But you do feel a general pull towards the mountains, towards that same scrag tunnel that you found earlier where you killed those four.
Okay, so the one we went to before, not the one that the kobolds pointed us to in the giants. Because if you look on the map, there's like a big yellow area that we saw.
Yeah, we have two scrag points on the map. We have the cave that we just went to, and then the earlier one to the southwest.
Right.
But it's saying the crystal cave.
When you are asking for guidance, you feel your attention's turning this way and your memories turning back to this cave.
Okay. I think on the wood, the dead wood, as well. I know that's something to do with them. I don't expect any other signs or whatever, but that's what I'm thinking about that as I leave, and I head back out to meet the party.
All right. The party gathers together in the frozen wastes, that is the ruins of Conquest.
Right, we need to get back to Swampside immediately, because if they're dead up there as well, we're going to start to starve to death before the next 2 months are out, so let's get going. We need to get Amelie off this place.
Yep. So we pack up. I guess Amelie sits atop the dragon skull. And
Next
has,
to Glib Glob.
Yeah, probably has Nimrod for warmth, actually.
How
He's a
do
living
Amelie
jacket.
and Nimrod get along?
Fairly well. They're about the same size. It's comfortable.
All right, let's roll some travel.
So you're gonna head back to Swampside.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna probably say doing all of this has taken you that day here.
Yeah.
Do you think you would
Yes,
leave
we
that
start the
same
next
day, or would you spend the night? Because you got here early in the day.
I think we want everything ready by that night, and then we set out in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, that's way more convenient. Thank you.
Yeah.
If they relay to me the stuff that went on when they were in the keep,
I suggest that maybe it wasn't retaliation that the Scrags came, but rather they dug up. Like, Yarmir mentioned there was like a ward of some kind that went on. It's possible they dug in deep and that alerted the Scrags.
Perhaps. I think the Scrags finished the excavation. The last section of the tunnel is magically created.
It's possible they warded it though in case anybody did start that excavation.
Or they just knew, or they just saw them. I doubt they were stealthy. They probably.
Yeah.
Let's spend the night in the library. And Yaramir, maybe you could just have a cursory glance through some of these books and take a few with us, just in case. Look for anything on the history of Caledonia or the war with Scrags.
I would prefer to spend night in different room. If you would like to gather all the books you can and bring them to another room, I will happily do this. But I have magic that can help us if we have a single portal or a single entrance or exit. But the library, there are too many ways in and out. I cannot give us the advantage that I want in staying in such an unsafe place.
In and out. It's a keep. There's a staircase up and then this hole in the back.
Correct.
Fair enough, Yaramir. But come down, spend an hour with me down here, and let's see what we can find. So, just like the last hour before bed.
Mm-hmm.
Look around the library, and I assume it's all in Caledonian, so I can't
Some
help.
reading before bed.
I want to look. Doesn't have to read it now, but look for titles of books that might be to do with history or war.
Those are probably all burned.
Yeah, maybe.
How many books are there left in the library?
Hundreds.
Could we stack them onto the sled? Or
You
at
could
least a
put
good
them into the
portion of
portable hole.
Oh yeah, let's just do that then. Let's just grab them all in the portable hole.
Nothing else.
There's a
looks
fair amount
valuable.
of space in the portable hole now because we've eaten roughly half, a little bit more than half of our rations. So we basically have 340-ish. Oh, well, we also used a couple days of firewood. So we have roughly 400 pounds worth of space in the portable hole.
So that's like 40 books or more.
Yeah.
Yep, so we stack a bunch of books in the portable hole. Grimes can't even read, but I'll find the ones that are like look the most valuable. They've got like gold leaf on the on the cover or something. I don't know.
I mean, I can carry some books as well.
Hey.
You know, then maybe we can get 50 or 60.
You can stack many books inside the portable hole, whatever you want.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, if we can take them all, I'll take them all.
I mean, are there anything that on the binding or anywhere that they'd be labeled have any topic of Scrag?
No.
Was there just a single book burning that took place in this library, or were there multiple instances?
There was one pile of books in the library.
Okay.
Can we take what's left, Neal? Or
You can You can't take all that is left. I think it would fill up your portable hole with volume.
Does it look like? So there's a pile of burned books on the ground. Does it look like there's an entire section on the bookshelves missing, or does it look like
it's like pockets here and there and everywhere.
I'll just, rather than spending a lot of time reading, I'm just gonna go along the shelves or whatever, and I'm just looking for titles. And I'm just looking for titles, or maybe I'll skim a page or two to see if they relate to the history of Caledonia, right? Like the book I found in the burn pile, right? And I'll just try to pick out 2 or 3, right? I'll be like, here we go. If I find one, here you go, William. Or if I find none of them, maybe we can deduce they were all in that pile. But I'll just spend the 30 minutes or whatever William asked me to doing that to try to limit this, narrow the search parameters.
yeah.
And then I'll return. Basically, I guess we need to find a place that we feel safe, like a one room, one entrance, one exit room that I can trap, and then I'll do that before we go to bed.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Done.
Yeah. So
tomorrow
we
we head out.
Yeah, and I think we just try and take the 40 most useful books based on title alone.
Sure. I'm not sure what you would define as useful.
I just leave it to Yaramir. I say look for anything to do with history or war. Just grab what we can.
Sounds like Yarmir is very picky, and Grimes pads out the rest with the ones that are the fanciest, the nice, most finely bound.
Okay.
Like fancy
Sounds good.
calligraphy or something that I think would make them extra expensive.
Well, let's go to our last break, and when we come back, we will see where the party sets off to and what they're going to do. See you guys on the other side. Bye-bye.